Hello everybody, welcome back to Hannah's Decodes. I'm Hannah. Hope you've had a fun new year and you're all feeling a little bit rested and ready for 2025. I was hoping to get to a video a little bit earlier, but it didn't happen, so here I am now. So I think last time, in my last video, I mentioned doing I think we did a gratitude to finish on at the end of 2024, and I was thinking of doing like projecting what we would like to achieve in 2025. But I thought before we do that, it'd be nice to kind of do some clearing of things in our life or conditions in our lives that we would like to finish and end. And I thought I would tell you a couple of stories about some language I've used and the intentions behind that language to clear and shift. Some of it wasn't negative. Anyway, I'll tell you the stories and you'll get the gist. So when my son was little, he was born with a few kind of issues in his tummy, and he had to have an operation when he was a newborn, and that went on to have a few more conditions in his tummy that when he was about 4, we had to decide whether he was going to be on long-term medication or have an operation, and both of those had lots of risks. No one knew what would happen being on the type of medication he was on for the rest of his life. And the operation may have been successful or may have made it worse or may not have done anything. Or the other option was to they were the two options we were given. And so my son used to wake up ever since he was an infant during the night with a sore tummy, and I'd have to rub his tummy and help him get back to sleep. And I did a lot of rubbing his tummy, and one day, he must have been around about 4, just around the time we were making all these decisions about what to do for his future. I was rubbing his tummy, and it came to my mind that I was kind of in charge of his fate because I was his mother and he was so little, in a sort of energetic way, in a way. And so I made the decision. I just was rubbing his tummy and I said, that's enough. This kid's had enough of this condition and this situation. That's enough. So I was rubbing his tummy very gently, and I just said in my mind, that's enough. No more. We're not doing this anymore. That's it. And so a few weeks or maybe a couple of months later, he had a test to just see how his tummy was going and his acid levels in his tummy and all that kind of stuff. And it was perfect. It was normal. He didn't need to have the medication. He didn't need to have the operation. And I remember when I said these words and almost didn't give the universe another option. I said, that's enough, that's it. This isn't happening anymore. I can remember just feeling the tiniest shift, and I can't really explain it. And perhaps now looking a little bit more into how we're apparently always shifting in and out of different dimensions and constantly, time. As minutes go by, we're shifting in and out. So I felt, now looking back, it felt like a little kind of step into another dimension or reality or something. So it was really interesting and kind of really important for my son and my family and everyone. And he's gone on to not have any conditions with his tummy. So that's amazing. And another time I used the word that's enough was with my father when he was dying. And he had a stroke, and it was a very long, and he didn't want to go into care, so we all knew that. and he just wanted to be made comfortable and left to pass away in his natural time. So we were all on board with that, but it was taking a really long time. It took about 6 or 7 days for him to pass, and it was really distressing and uncomfortable. I mean, he was on kind of very strong drugs, so I don't know how aware he was. But the family decided to all go on, I think it was the 6th day, to just go and say, it's really time, don't drag it out anymore, you've really, it's time to move on. So we went and did that, and when I went in, we all went in separately and had our own little time with my dad. And when I went in, I can remember just getting the urge to say a little chant to him, and it was something along the lines of, you are light, you are love, you are free, and that's enough. And I just sort of said it over and over again. And as I said this, so I've got a little fly buzzing around. As I said this, I started to see, I think I've mentioned this in a previous video, I started to see light, golden light coming out of his body and almost bubbling. It was really interesting. And I wore glasses back then. I took my glasses off and I was going, what am I seeing? And I kept sort of saying the mantra, but looking at him and just going, this is absolutely bizarre. And I went out to tell the rest of the family, and I just saw them looking at me like, what? She's gone nuts. So I kind of retreated and didn't go into detail. I just kind of said that was, anyway, ended the conversation because I could tell it was too overwhelming for everyone else. Which is partly why I do these videos, because it's really nice to talk about this kind of stuff and try and make it kind of just a life thing, and it's part of life. So that I really enjoyed doing this and sharing my experiences, which may help other people or kind of just give you ideas about what's happening around us a bit. So anyway, I said this to my father, saw the golden light, and then went out, and the next day he died. I'm not saying I did it, but it was perhaps, I don't know, witnessing some light body kind of exiting or something. Perhaps that was a little push for him to exit. I don't know, I'm not sure. But anyway, after that, excuse me, I saw mist. If I focus on anything, I just saw mist rising. And I've had that before when I did a kind of quite powerful meditation with a High Lama, where I just saw mist rising out. This was just like, went on for, I don't know if it was a week or two of, if I sat quietly, I'd just start to see kind of mist kind of rising up everywhere. So it was really, obviously, his passing had quite a strong impact on me in a way that I'm not really quite sure what it is. But so anyway, so that's enough, I think, is quite powerful. And it's almost like saying to a child, that's enough. I've had it, no. But with my father, it was just a gentle, that's enough. You're free. That's it. You don't have to hang around. You're enough to be love, light, and free. And so I think it's a different tool to like. How I've talked about how like is very powerful. That's enough is another powerful kind of little duo of words that can shift things, I think. So I thought to start with, and I looking back, I was thinking of what I was doing when I was saying that's enough. So when I was saying it with my father, I had my hand on his hand or his wrist, and I was saying this mantra. And when I was helping my son with his tummy, I was rubbing his tummy with my hand. And so I think the words with an action is quite powerful. So I was thinking, and I've had a couple of practices of saying what you are over in your life and the world, and you're just saying to the universe and your world, because it's your world. So I'm really over having, chemicals in my water and chemicals in my food. I really do my best to be healthy, but it's so hard, and chemicals in the air. So it's really a challenge to be as healthy as you can possibly be in this world with everything around you. So I thought that would be something I would focus on, and so I thought something like clapping. When you say that's enough. That's enough chemicals in my water. That's enough. There's sort of a clap. Like when you say to, I don't know, your kids being naughty. That's enough. So you're sort of doing that sharp ending. I'm not tolerating anymore. It's not going to happen in my world. So I just thought that would be a nice or a powerful thing to do to clear some of the shitty stuff that we want to get rid of for 2025. So I thought if you want to, you could pause now and write a little list, or perhaps you got things really clearly in your mind that you would like to clear for your world and for the rest of your life. So I think 2025 is a good time to start that. So perhaps pause and think of what you want to do, what you want to clear, and remember the powerful, that's enough, the powerful clap. So give it a go. I just think our world is physical, and verbalizing intention and a bit of an action can add to that power behind, telling the universe that's enough. So perhaps pause now and do that. And I thought the next phase of this video would be nice to do the quantum meditation of seeing ourselves, I keep saying the future, and time. I know, and lots of people don't realize time is an illusion and everything is in the now, but we're using all this stuff as tools to achieve what we want to achieve. So I think when we say our future, sort of hold it now as well. So the quantum touch technique is seeing yourself exactly where you want to be, and the type of world you want to be in the near future. So whether that you might say, well, that can be 3 months from now, the middle of the year, or whatever, or you could make it sooner, but yes, you could play around with it and see what feels comfortable and right for you, and tune in with your heart and gut and see what's right. So I think hopefully you've paused and you've done your clearing, and that's enough. And we're at the manifesting of what we would like to manifest and have in our lives. And we see ourselves, and it's almost sorry, this fly, we're almost in that same, I've forgotten what I was going to say, that same, that same projection of shifting dimensions to be in touch with that dimension of our so-called future selves, and you really have a thread and a connection with it. So that's the beauty of the quantum touch technique. And if you haven't done it before, we'll go through it, and you'll sort of hopefully get an idea of what I think is the power of it. Excuse me. I've got this, every time I go on the videos, I have a bit of a croaky voice or frog in my throat. I don't know why. I've got to clear the throat chakra or something. So get comfortable, And if it's good for you, feet flat on the ground, hands palm up on your lap if that feels good. And take some nice, deep, gentle belly breaths. And now with each breath, imagine you're filling your whole body up with love and light. And with the out breath, you're pushing it into all the cells of your body, and your whole inner body is so filled with love and light that it starts gently pushing out through your skin. So your body is breathing love and light with your breath of breathing in love and light. Okay, so now gently see yourself in the future, and you're in your perfect world, your ideal place, and feel this comfort and contentment and perhaps joy and love in your heart, and feel that and be in the dream house or dream location you want to be in, and you're feeling very relaxed and joyful and calm. And so just picture that for a little while, for a few moments. And also, maybe if it feels right, feel that gratitude for the abundance in your life, in this future you. And now just be aware and send this future you loving kindness. So just gently send that loving kindness, and if you want to have a visual, that can be love and light as well, that you're sending to your future self, and see your future self. Perhaps absorb that love and light, that love, and now see your future self look at you and send you back love. And that's the connection. You're both connected by love now. It always makes me smile because I can feel the love of my future self. So if you'd like to continue on, receiving love and light, maybe pause now. I think I'll leave it there. And what was I going to say? I was going to say, someone messaged me about the last video and how intense the cicadas were in the national park. So my apologies. I'm in a house now that's air conditioned, so you can't hear the cicadas because everything's closed up. So I'll endeavour to be in slightly quieter environments if I can, and the house will be a little bit quieter now. My daughter's family have moved out, so it'll be a little bit quieter, and there'll be more times to find quiet. It'll be quiet here to do more videos here. So that's all good. Okay, so I think that's it. Was there something else I was going to say? No, I don't think so. Okay, so I'll see you next time. Thank you. Oh, and if you'd like to, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.